Today I'm going to be doing a basic command block creation tutorial. So as you can see, I have this annoying text on the left side of my screen. So before you make any command block creation, what you're going to want to do is set game rule command block output to false. So then you don't have all this annoying text on your screen. Okay, next, if you're making some sort of PvP game or something that needs like a dedicated respawn command that like resets the player, you're gonna want to set that up. So I'll show you a basic one of how to do that. So I'm just gonna make this. So this is gonna be like a little pod that the people spawn in. So we got that. Okay, now we're gonna set the world spawn. Set world spawn to here. Another key thing to this player resetter is make sure your respawn radius is 0. We're also going to do immediate respawn to true. Now we are going to make the detection command. So we are going to do a repeating always active test for at a. So you can do the coordinates like this. So I'm going to do the more complex way, but you can also just do r equals 2 or something like that. But I'm going to do the complicated way. 18 dx. This is the difference in x. And it will always go in the positive direction. So it's going to go towards positive x and not negative. So we're going to want 0, y is 67, dy, difference in y, we're going to want 1, and z is going to be, that rhymes, 17. Difference in z is 0. Okay, so now it's saying, oh, nobody's there, because nobody is there. That's right, game. That's right. That's a good boy. Okay, so now it sees me because I'm on the block that it's testing for. So this is sort of a base command. We don't necessarily need the test for unless we were going to do something with either chain command blocks or we were going to do something with a comparator. See, like, let's say I want to say, I want to say ya after. Okay, so boom, ya, ya, ya. See, it activates each time. But I'm going to hit control and whatever your pick block button is. Mine is middle click, but you might need to map it. Okay, so control, middle click. This is only if you're on keyboard. You can hook a keyboard up to your iPad or whatever. It actually works now in the latest Apple update, I'm pretty sure. So what we're gonna do is we're going to clear the player. So we're going to take the same command, but we're going to get rid of the test for and make it just clear. So now we're also gonna add a chain always active. And so now we're going to change this to an effect clear. It's going to be effect everybody in that specific spot with clear. Okay, so and then if you have a scoreboard, you can set that to 0. So I'll just make a scoreboard real quick. So I'm going to make scoreboard objective because we're making a new objective. Add, and then let's just make death dummy. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to scoreboard. So scoreboard just is basically like a floating number that's nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Scoreboard players at a scoreboard players add, because they just died because they're respawning. We'll just say they're dying every single time they respawn. Okay. Deaths 1. Okay, and then I'm going to change this to just death because yeah, it's supposed to be singular. Now I'm gonna take this one back, and now we're going to teleport the player. Teleport everybody there to right above this command block. We're gonna say, yep. Okay, so this is a simple starting hub for any kind of game. So let's say I have like, I'm a pro Minecraft gamer, so I have all my stuff. Boom. See? Now I'm all clear. Oh, and another thing you can add that I would actually recommend. So if you want your players to be in adventure mode, this is what you're gonna do. It's gonna be game mode at A. So this is the right way, pretty sure. There we go. So that's how you do that. Okay, also, if you want to see the scoreboard, what you gotta do is scoreboard players. Okay, what you gotta do is scoreboard objectives, set display, sidebar, death. Okay. So I'm gonna go through the thing again. Boom, now I have one death. Now let me go through it one more time. So I'm gonna kill. And boom, I'm already here. You can also make the player face a certain direction too. Okay, let's say you want to build a hub. So here's a nice little simple hub. And then let's just put a button there that says start game. That's what it's gonna say. So we're going to say start game, and I would recommend making this a glowing sign so that people can read it better. So make it glow and white, or any other color, but make sure it's very visible so that people can read it. Okay, so we got start game. You also want to make sure that the player cannot escape. So in this one, you can't really jump out, but as an added measure, you could also give yourself a barrier block. A barrier block. And just sort of cover the top, or you can do a fill command, like, I always like to work smarter. Boom. There you got barriers. You can sort of just go in and replace. Or you can make a temporary hole in the side, like that, and then you can fill it back once you're done. Then another thing I like to do, but this isn't really necessary, is I put like a glowstone where they do spawn. So then it like lights up the area. So like say it was night. Boom. And then it's like lit up and it does not dark. It doesn't look like this. This looks really bad and unprofessional. I mean, not that you're supposed to be professional in this, but it just looks stupid. So now that we have this player resetter, we're going to link it to the hub by setting the teleport to whatever the coordinates are that we're going to go to. So let's say I'm going to use the fill command to find these coordinates. So we got 8, 66, 18. 8, 66, 18. Now we're also going to want the player to be facing the button so that they're like straight away they're looking at what they can press. Just makes it easier. So then they don't have to go, oh, where's the button? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this way they can just look at it. So 8, 66, 18. So we're going to look for 8, 66, 20 since that's where the button is. 8, 66, 20. Then we've got sort of this little game contraption going on. So there we go. Now you just start the game with whatever you want the game to be. So let's say I want to make like a PvP game where people just fight and they all have diamond swords. So we're gonna make the arena. So I recommend making the arena somewhat far away from spawn so that you actually have room to put commands. Otherwise, it's just gonna be too crowded. And please learn how to build if you're building an arena, because I've seen so many bad arenas in my command block life. I've even made some too. I mean, it's okay to make a bad one. You just know that you're gonna get better over time. That's what I'm gonna say. So this arena's too small, honestly, but I would make it like just bigger if you guys were going to do stuff. That's like large scale. So here, I'll show you guys a technique I know. So this is how I fill in big walls that are like not too big. And you definitely do not want to be able to see your hub from inside the thing. So make it about the same height. Make it the same height as that, because that just looks really stupid. Okay, then we're going down. So this is just a technique I use sometimes. So I just do air. I mean, you could use hollow, but then it fills in the top and bottom. So I wouldn't really recommend that. I would recommend just a standard fill and then fill in the air manually. And what I'm using to get the coordinates is tab. Just press tab twice while looking at the block. And then we're also going to fill this in with barriers. barrier. Boom, then we got barriers here and there. Make sure the player doesn't get a little spunky on, you know? Okay, command block. So this is the start game. So on the back side of the start game, we are going to teleport everybody to over here in like about the middle, like right here, let's say. So fill in here, let's find out. So 965, 35. Let's just say facing 965, 40. It doesn't really matter what they're facing in this game, but and you can also use this command called spread players. So actually, I'm going to use spread players. Spread players. So let me find out the arguments for this. So it's XZ. You skip the Y. Okay. XZ. We only want them to be like 3. Set that to 0. At A. Okay, it says this 3 is too small, so you make it 4. Okay, it says this 5 has to be 4. 0 has to be 5. So now, what we're gonna want to do is, how do you end the game, right? Okay, so a simple ending that you can do is just press the button when there's one player left. Basically, is like that's a simple way to do it. Or you can make a system that's like, if the game is active and there's no players in there except for one, then boom, the game is over. But that's a little complicated. This is the simple way. End game when one player left. So this one just relies on the players to be able to count how many are left. So it just teleports. So say happy wins. So whoever's the closest to the command block, which is going to be the person pressing the button, wins. That's what it's going to say. Or you can use it as a title command. I'm actually going to switch it to action bar. So say at the bottom, boom, I win. Yay, hooray. So now that you got the win, you can add a chain always active, teleport everybody to 1867, 17. So, this is the end game. Dust blue, blah 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 blah, it's me, wins. Another thing we're gonna add is give at a diamond sword, Swaron, not sword, 1. So everybody gets a diamond sword, and then they just fight to the death. And then, you know what, I'm actually also gonna give them some cooked beef. And they're gonna get 8 cooked beef. So what we can actually do to make this even more complicated, so what we can do is we can do replace item entity at a slot.hotbar 0. Bar 0, okay, 0, diamond, sword, 1. Then we also are gonna do replace item entity at a slot.hotbar 1, cooked beef 8. So 8 is the quantity. So this is how the game is going to work. Say I just load in to the world. Boom. Okay, so it did give us all the things, but it didn't teleport us. So that's what we're going to. Okay, so game mode is not a valid argument, so we're going to just do it. GM, I'm pretty sure. I think. Well, I'm not pretty sure. Let's try M. It's gonna be M. Nope, it's not gonna. It's actually not gonna be M. Sorry. It's. Okay. So it's because I'm in. Okay. It's because I'm in creative mode. That's why it's not working. So I need to be in here. And then boom, your game doesn't work. That's the life of a command block person. Okay, so you need to make your arena bigger, and then it will actually work. Or you can just use a teleport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to a teleport. And then boom, okay, there we go. Got a game. You beat up everybody, then once you're the last person, you win. Okay.